How's it going, everybody? Thanks for stopping into this video. Today we're going to be reading this article from the Lad Bible. Sorry about the noise from the heater. It's -degrees outside, so I can't turn that off right now or else I will freeze to death. But let's read this article. Absolutely insane. Woman befriends serial killer who beheaded her mom and burned her body. There's forgiveness, and then there's forgiveness. A woman has revealed why she formed an unlikely bond with the serial killer who murdered her mom. Richard Cottingham brutally killed Jennifer Weiss's mom, Dita Gudarzi, in a New York City hotel back in December 1979. He beheaded her and cut her hands off alongside another unidentified victim. Their skulls have never been found. That's not funny. Why am I laughing at that? Maybe because it's just so damn brutal. When it came to light that Cottingham, also known as the torso killer, the torso killer, you can't just murder a torso, but I get it, also known as the torso killer, also murdered at least 9 other women. Jennifer knew she had to do something. I have to do something now about this man. Forgive him immediately. How could this man spend the rest of his life rotting in jail without my forgiveness? Like, come on. This is ridiculous. You don't need to forgive that man. There's some things that are just like, you know what? It's okay. You don't need to forgive. Even if she's a religious Christian lady, even God on this one's like, sweetheart, it's cool. That whole forgiveness thing was about people like, you know, maybe stealing $20 off your counter. It wasn't about people chopping off your mom's head, darling. Damn, some people take this forgiveness thing really far. Now we're going to stop reading the article and we're going to watch this YouTube video real quick. I'm going to make it bigger. I never know what size to make it. Wait, are now we turning this way?
Everybody deserves to be forgiven for things in life. The magnitude of what he did.
Okay, so just what she's saying right there. I have no idea which way the camera is right now. I'll try to fix it in post, but... And what I was saying is how she's saying everyone deserves forgiveness in this world. Like, where did this rule come from? Why does everyone deserve forgiveness? I would say some things are just unforgivable. Chopping off someone's head is one of those things.
Unfathomable. But I became friends with Richard for my mother's sake and for my quest.
I don't know if her mom would want you to be friends with him. Maybe she thought that in an idealistic sense before her head was cut off. Like, maybe she taught you about forgiveness, and that's why you're so into forgiving this man. But I very much doubt if your mom could speak after this man viciously murdered her, that she would be like, yeah, he deserves forgiveness. You know what you're missing out on in your life, sweetheart? Is living the pain of my beheading every day by comforting and forgiving the man who did it. What the shit? Oh my god! No, she did not. She did not. Did you see that? Oh, Lord.
I desperately wanted to find Dita's skull. And that is the driving force behind what I'm doing, whether or not he...
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. She's not actually forgiving the man. She doesn't actually care. She wants to know where the remains are of her mother. That makes a lot more sense. Thank you. Things do make sense in the world.
Whether or not he's telling the truth or not, we are getting bits and pieces of the truth. I'm doing this for the mothers who lost their daughters, and my own mother.
What started as a simple question from an adopted child turned into something more.
I asked many questions growing up because my adopted family told me that I was adopted when I was around 4. So something inside me wanted to know where I came from. And I didn't find that out until I was 24. I decided that year I was going to give myself a birthday gift of finding out my birth mother. So I looked on the computer and I found the Children's Home Society of New Jersey, and I went, and they pushed the newspaper articles in front of me, and they said, "We're really sorry, but your mother was killed by a serial killer."
Weiss and Cottingham wrote letters to each other before she met him
He
for the
was
first time.
sitting there waiting in the window visit with a sheet of glass in between us, and although
What's so startling too about this is I can't understand what's going on in the serial killer's head. Either it's miraculous, he's no longer a serial killer, he really has seen the error of his ways and he wants to repent somehow. But more likely, this is like a trophy. You know how serial killers keep trophies so they can bathe basically in the violence that they carried out on this person. Now he gets to see the daughter of his victim, and you know that brings him joy. And this story was a lot more upsetting to me when I thought it was her just actually forgiving the person, because I've seen so many people do that, forgive people when there's no need to forgive someone like that. But this makes me feel a lot better that she's actually like befriending him cooperatively or secretly in order to gain information. But I don't know how well that will work. If he hasn't given up the information or the location of the skulls after this many years, you're probably just there as some sort of plaything to him. You probably look like her, you know what I mean? And he can remember what she looks like and you look like her, so he gets off on that. Something weird like that's going on.
the image of him was a little frightening, I wasn't scared because he was behind a sheet of glass. But also, I was more concerned with finding out about my mom, and that was the driving force. And I usually forget about everything else when it comes to finding out about my mom.
Over the past 3 years, Weiss has visited Cottingham over 30 times.
Would I be friends with him if he was not incarcerated? I doubt that. If he was an active serial killer, I doubt I'd be friends with him. But because I'm trying to find information for the public, and I'm trying to find my mother's skull, and all these things are so sensitive.
Investigators have yet to find Gudarzi's skull, as many questions still remain unanswered. Is it Italian? But Weiss continues her friendship with Cottingham. Okay. Well, I think what she was saying there at the end was kind of saying, would I be friends with him? This makes a lot more sense. I'm a lot happier now that this isn't some woman just forgiving a man thinking she needs to forgive a man. I think it is more of like her trying to do her detective work and figure something out for her mom who was murdered. But yeah, what she was saying there at the end about would I be friends with him, I think it is a strange concept that you can have people that have done horrible things, even personally to you, but because you aren't actually personally affected by them, or you've never even actually seen their face. That person murdered her mother. She never knew the man, right? So it's like getting to know a stranger, but you know that stranger murdered your family. I could see, or I could understand the idea of thinking someone's charismatic or not understanding how someone as polite as this, someone as cordial as this, someone he doesn't seem like a serial killer. How could they possibly have killed my family? I could understand something like that. Could I be friends with this person who murdered my family? Like she was saying, if he wasn't a serial killer, if he hadn't actually murdered my family, could I be friends with him? Maybe, but those are all big maybes. You know, he did murder my family. He is a serial killer. But I thought that was a very interesting twist there. I thought I was going to be reading one thing, and then I come out the other side actually being more happy because I more agree with what she's doing than I originally thought I would. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.